Record. Here, I need to do this. There we go. Oh, what did I do? Where am I at? We're recording, so.
I'm recording too.
All right. Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yo, we're back again.
Yeah. Welcome. Little social distancing happening today, if you will.
Just for the
Hence the dual screen.
dual monitor
Yeah.
Not
setup.
been seen before.
But Lazy got it set up looking real nice.
We even got some branding on this. I like this might be, something that may in a way need to roll forward. I like having the branding there with the
We might be able to do that easily going forward. I made that a while back too. I just forget that I have it. It was on my laptop.
What are you guys seeing? I'm not seeing a.
So there's actually above both of our screens. There's the logo, the A to Z equals A to AZ squared equals podcast, and then oval enclosure, logo type enclosure with a strip. Looks like strips of marble and black interchanging in a nice, really cool pattern right above us, just to uniform that whole little design there. I like it.
Nice.
Black and white.
Is that? Can you?
It's even moving. It's animated. That's really cool. It's not moving, but the light is.
Yeah, the little circle
yeah,
thing
circles
swishes
around the
around.
logo.
It's that
Do
one
we
I
have a
sent
way,
you,
like,
with the aliens and like the all-seeing eye and stuff, capturing with that real honeycomb textured, marbly textured background.
Yeah, looks dope. Looks dope for those of you who cannot
Cool.
see it.
That's me. I can't see it.
Yeah, he's the only one.
So I trust you. I
people
take your word for
listening
it.
To podcasts also.
Oh yeah,
cannot see it.
touche.
That's
Well,
true.
you people should listen with your ears and eyes.
Absolutely.
And go to the
Absolutely.
YouTube channel and
Listen
like and
better,
subscribe.
you can
Yeah. The description is in enough detail.
We're out here, another glorious episode. It's turning into a little habit, getting the guys together and doing a show.
see it. And it's working.
It is.
I like it, man.
I like it. And I mean, consistency is key, especially when you're talking about making content. I mean, I'm no expert, but
Anything
yeah,
at all. I mean,
yeah.
consistency is going to be key. If you stop, then it's over.
Oh yeah, that's just the nature of the game. That's one of my big problems. Consistency is hard to consistently do.
it is hard. It's not easy, but I mean, it's one of those things, probably like a lot of things that are difficult. It's not, like you gotta go through the mud of, sucking at something
Yeah.
and grind it out. And it's like, it seems like as long as you, like, I mean, I don't know if you necessarily have to have consistency to get good at something, but it seems like you have to have consistency to have like success
Any
with
type
something.
of success, yeah.
Right.
Facts.
Because you could be like wicked good at whatever it is.
You can
know,
be
but just
pretty
like-
average at a lot of things, and if you're consistent, you'll still do pretty fucking well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
wouldn't
I used
be here if it
to
wasn't
play
For that
Guitar
specific
Hero.
thing.
I played Guitar Hero, like a shitload of Guitar Hero when I was a kid. And I remember one of my main punishments when I would get in trouble was I would get my Xbox taken away from me. And so I would have to not play Guitar Hero for like weeks at a time. And then whenever I would come back, it was the weirdest thing, but like I would start playing again and I'd be somehow better after not playing. But like I know that some people experience that with like skating too, where like you don't skate for a while. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing and it makes no sense because it's like the opposite of practicing and consistency. And it's like the opposite of grinding. Like I just didn't do this for a long time and then I came back to it and like holy shit, I couldn't do that before.
Yeah,
So-
that's where I was when I first started skating, and the longer I started as I was skating, the worse I got. That's the shitty part. It's like the more I do it, the less confident I become with it, and the shittier I get because I end up fucking up, and that little bit of fuck up builds just a little bit of doubt enough to where you end up getting screwed over. What just happened to my OBS scene here? Oh,
Uh-oh.
this is in another. Hold up, this is a whole different OBS. Haha, that's right. I got a laptop as well. Haha, and I'm screen sharing a thing. Oh, that gets confusing.
Yeah, we got some tech wizardry happening before our very eyes.
Yeah, I should pick up the camera that shows you things. They can't see it, but because there's two cameras right now. There's a camera going because I haven't been able to figure out how to get this camera that you guys are seeing to
be
show
multi-use,
to
yeah.
him. Yeah, I don't know how to multi-use it in exact good words. And so we have another camera set up for Drew to see us.
Yeah. Because we're not using the same camera in
So the one
in
I'm
Zoom
seeing you
and
guys
OBS.
on is a different shot.
Exactly. Yeah, you're seeing.
Oh,
a different
shit,
shot
okay,
Than
okay.
what everyone else is seeing. They're seeing a more straight-on shot. You're looking at us kind of from that 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
I got you.
Because we can't figure out how to use the one camera in both the Zoom and OBS.
Yeah, because it says it's there, and then it just was showing blackness. Just,
I wonder if it's like just a limit on the camera of like connectivity. Like you can't. It can only
probably
stream.
is, and that's gay.
Well, you know, in my line of work, we work with a lot of camera equipment, and it's sort of different. It's not like recreational photography or videography type of stuff, but it's for security purposes. And one thing that with like networking cameras, you can do they do a mainstream and a substream, so you can have the same shot going out twice to two different devices.
See, that's
so one
filthy.
would go to like a recording device, and the other would go to the surveillance room where people can watch it.
It's my kid.
Oh, you good? You good?
But I
Kids a
wonder
call.
if there's something
Hey, what's up?
like a substream, you know, a similar thing with a computer or with a camera like you're using. I don't know, or maybe Zoom's just fucking annoying. I know OBS is fucking annoying a lot of times.
I'm thinking that there's probably a workaround. Probably not with the camera that I chose to pick as the main camera, because I didn't want to have to get up, and you know how hard it is to deal with the M50 likes to just black out on me. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what you're looking at. So it might go black at any moment, just so you know.
Oh, it's all right.
If it does, just blink really fast. I'll fix it. But the main camera is on my camera, and that's a T7i or an 800D, and it has to go through the EOS webcam utility. That is a Canon specific program, and
So,
even if you hook up multiple,
Not to cut
Canons-
anybody off, I am going to disappear from the podcast for a second. Somehow my family has locked themselves, all of them, there's 4 of them, outside of the front door of the house.
Oh yeah.
So how a grown person, a teenager, an 8-year-old, and a toddler, somehow none of them managed to be inside. When the door is locked and shut, no one has keys or any.
Dude,
but yeah, I gotta
How did
go.
they pull that off? All right.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Well, we can manage. That's hilarious. It'd be funny if the toddler had the keys.
Yeah.
That would make the story fucking grand. Like shows up, like, oh, they got in. How? The toddler had a key somehow. Fucking keeps one right in the diaper, right next to the little sticky part. Just stick that there, good to go for a bit.
Dude, you remember like Haida keys?
Dude, yeah,
Like
the Haida key
that
was
super strong magnetic box that you
Yeah.
would put on your car. That shit was wild.
The fact
mean-
that people had them all over, so you pretty
Yeah.
much just had to check under any
Right.
fucking wheel well
In the
and
fenders, in
you
the
got
wheel
car,
wells, in the
or
bumpers.
key to the
yeah.
house.
Yeah.
It's insane. You just
It
all
is,
of a
but
sudden have
it's
somebody's
also-
whole life in your hands.
That it would also like it pissed me. I remember I had an old 4Runner, and it was like a 92 or 93 4Runner. So it's got like, I mean, it might have had power locks. I don't even remember, but point is it had a Haida key, and someone still smashed my window, and the Haida key was like barely hidden at all. It was like the easiest spot ever, which is just like right under the bumper. Like it's the first spot I would check if I was looking for someone's Haida key.
Yeah, it was basically like steal my car and don't break the shit. So if when I do get it back after you're done joyriding it and sending, it down the street, and then you park it on the side road, the cops call it in, and you don't end up going to jail, but you've had my car for the night. I don't want to have to replace the window. So here's the key. Take it.
Oh, you just went black. Screen just died.
Oh yeah, that's the other camera. The people on the main screen can see us, but I'm gonna go and fix that other camera real quick so he can see what's going on.
I don't mind as long as it's good for the show, then I'm cool. I just keep talking. Unless you like really want to fix it, but it's not. It doesn't. Oh,
Ha
I see.
Victory is mine. So yeah,
Nice,
there's a couple
nice,
of things. I got to figure out this M50 thing. I know I keep saying that every single podcast, and I have been trying. It's not a lack of attempts or thought process through it. I've
Sure.
tried just about everything. I don't know how, because right now, if you go into the menu and you go to shutting off screen or turn off back view capture, it's off. It doesn't do anything. It's not supposed to do anything, and it does. I don't understand it. It is flustering, and it makes me mad. Make me mad in my heart.
Well, I mean,
within.
we've talked about this many times now on this show. The technology, why doesn't it work?
It's so
some
fucked.
bullshit. It's some bullshit.
It's
Especially when you
made to
gotta
do
pay.
one thing.
Yeah, and it's made to do one thing, especially when you pay that much money for an expensive ass camera.
Right?
You would think it would just, work, but
Why is it that
guess to
every
each their
other
own.
thing on the camera, the lens does what it's supposed to do? It does lens shit. It can focus and autofocus and do some stuff. But the rest of the camera itself can't do everything that is said to do on the box when you purchase this camera. And it's a frustrating thing.
absolutely.
But the quality's so good on it that it's upsetting because you deal with it. But I will bitch about it on this podcast every single time until I figure it out. And then I will make a full video and put it on YouTube for all you M50 users and teach you the ways of the Sith. I mean,
There we go. Hey, speaking of YouTube and stuff, we on this show, everyone here is got a creative a creative streak, if you will. We all like to make shit. We all like to try shit. You have talked to me a little bit about animation, just basic animation stuff, and I know that you've dipped your toes into the Blender, into some other aspects of that. Now, I had an idea, and I thought it would be really funny. Okay, a little background. Let me rewind. I was fucking around. I got really stoned. I was fucking around in Logic, and I have some plugins that I can do like crazy synth sounds and like textures. So like, if you're thinking of like a horror movie or like any sort of like background, like just like droning noise, background stuff, I can make all that. And I was fucking around and just holding my hands on the keyboard and then doing like funny voiceover lines, like holding them down and just having like a super serious sounding like, "Sir, we gotta get to the ship. Oh my God." And just like, I thought like making these little voiceover snippets and then just animating some random like dog shit things to them.
that would be sick.
Because it's super easy to make all these little snippets, like just fucking around and recording stuff. Like, I wonder, you know what? I wonder.
Animations would definitely be harder. You
think so?
Time-wise, they take a lot of time. You got to build the model, and
Right,
then you
right.
got to import skeletons to it. You got to like build a skeleton base, and then you have to animate by keyframe for every frame, for however long the skit piece is, and do that. But we could do like easy stuff would be like mocap stuff.
Yeah.
Like animating your face doing the thing and then making a 3D render, and then we could adjust those face bases into all kinds of stuff. We could make you into anything. That would be pretty sick.
Well, what if you had like if you made like a like you're saying you have to make like the skeleton, you got to make like the wireframe of the models I'm imagining and stuff. But like if we made one like character, if you will, just like kind of a blank, like in like some of those sick art, like it's like the signs on like a bathroom or like on a janitor sign, like the art style is those people that are like on warning signs and hazard stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah. Kind of like the Gico commercial cleanings of Logo Guy.
Kind of
which
like that
is,
guy, a little bit.
like the bathroom sign. It's very sick. Go and check it out if you're in the
like,
Washington State area.
Something like that. I mean, I'm just I was having a lot of
That
fun.
would be pretty easy to do, to be honest. Like if you did it like a mushy type thing, still you would have to animate it for each and every thing though, right? Because it's gonna have little different pieces, and you want the mouth animations. And the easiest way to do the mouth animations would still be to do like a mocap thing, like a facial recognition capture, and then you implant that mesh into the program, and then you superimpose it onto the body, and then you have the two. And it would make that process a lot faster instead of having to manually animate the mouth and everything going open and close, and the eye movements and like forehead structural movements, when you can get that straight on your phone with Blender Unify, I think, something like that. Go and check it out.
Okay.
Look
Yeah,
at
you know what?
sponsors.
Actually, I think you've told me about that Blender, like on your phone.
Yeah, it's a
where you
face
can
tracking app with it works
right.
on like iPhones, anything that has the LiDAR detector on it. That's the way to go.
That's cool.
It is sick because you can grab like a pretty good little, like, up to a minute, I think, of. It depends on how much space you have on your phone, and then like transferring it becomes a bitch. The bigger file it is, but depending on the phone that you got, you can definitely even just drag and drop it onto your PC, and then you just put it into Blender with this other little download add-on. You just put it on in the add-ons, and then you can import that mesh, and it automatically makes a mesh for you and animates it and all the keyframes and everything. And that's facial movements and mouth movements, eye movements, everything. It's beautiful.
Man, you know, I think it'd be cool to, maybe it's something that perhaps some listeners can engage in, but like I want to hear and see like shit that people make, you know? Like, hey,
I would love that.
If you're out there and you're hearing this, why don't you send your shit? Maybe we'll look at it on the show. We'll play a song, or you know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I gotta
Get groovy.
remember what the email for the show is. I think it's AZ² = podcast. All typed out.
Yeah,
I
get
gotta
that
look.
out there
I
for the
know,
people, and then perhaps we can get some crowd participation. See what people are making.
Yeah, let me see. You talk to the people. I'm gonna find this.
People of Earth, hear me now. I'm sitting in this small room. It's a tiny room. Got a beer. This is the room I use for my voiceover work. It's black. It's very black. It's actually not. It's only black really in one spot, and it's an illusion. But, oh, God.
You broke the
Everything's falling out.
13th wall.
Yeah, all my walls are breaking down because they're made out of U-Haul blankets.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, this is 100% built by U-Haul recording booth here.
Oh, yeah. See, he's handy as shit when it comes to this stuff, and he's got such nice stuff. Why don't you tell the people what you got?
Oh, man, well, they're going to come rob me.
No, all right, yeah, don't tell them.
No, I don't.
It's so nice.
It's nothing crazy. I mean, it's the best you can get for...
It tickles my butthole.
For at-home... Let me put it this way. It's an Apollo Twin X Legacy interface, or a Heritage Edition. Lightning connection to the Mac with the Shure SM7B microphone. Broadcast quality audio all the time.
Yeah, mine's definitely, we're using like a UHM 404 HD. It's like $200 for a 4-channel mixer that doesn't really work as 4 channels, just so you know, so don't buy it. And then I got pretty much the same mics for almost all the mics except for the one you gave me that's here.
Yeah.
Well,
that mic
use at
sucks.
my desk most of the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why? It's a good mic. I like it. I get good sound out of it.
Yeah, well, hey, honestly, that's more what it is. Like, there's this illusion that you have to spend a shitload of money to get a certain quality, and there is truth to that. Like, there really is truth to that.
Oh, yeah.
However, most people, like 99% of people, cannot tell the difference between a cheap mic that is set up very well or an expensive mic that is set up by someone that doesn't know what they're doing with it. And so when like there's still so much that I have to learn about my mic and my interface and using them together to get like the best sound possible. But I can't deny that just instantly it is an upgrade in like the floor, the least good that you will sound is still
way up there.
It's a way higher floor than a lot of other mics have. It has a way higher ceiling too. Like you can push it and get really, really great professional sound out of it if you know what you're doing, if you know how to use it. And also, one thing I'm figuring out is my room in here, I get so much bass. Like I need to put bass traps in here because it's like I have a really bad bass echo in here when I'm recording, like, you know, paid
low hum
voiceover gigs. Yeah, you just hear the boominess in the voice. Like if I'm doing something like this where I have to almost talk with the movie voice, you know, that like boominess, it bounces off the walls in here. So I need bass traps to like stop that, because it ends up like you almost get like an echo sound in your raw recording.
Yeah.
And then that sucks because you're trying to give someone a recording and you know, like, well, it's not perfect. But the thing is, when you have like, you know, some software and some hardware to make it sound right, like most people, I've never had to do any revisions with voiceover work where someone has said, oh, we need this to sound different, or we need this to like, this is way too bassy, or like, why does it sound like this? Everyone's always been satisfied. So I'm on the right track, but I still hear like, oh man, I can hear this, I can hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like I pick it apart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely understand. Like my old studio, that was a big thing. It was like trying to get the audio sound right at the beginning. Yeah. And it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like a very perfect space to have, you know, exactly what I want, but I was able to get it to sound pretty good.
Oh yeah. That room, like recording in your studio there, that was the best, you know, like the best access I had to like having something that sounded like a professional quality compared to like what I was able to do at home, which was just bullshit because I didn't have any sort of like sound treated space. I had like one shit microphone. So like that space that you had was dope. That was like the magic spot, because you had like a nice enclosed space. It was like roomy enough to where you had like a booth to stand in, and like you could move around, you could set stuff down, rip ciggies, you know, and just have a good time in there.
That's always a plus, being able to smoke in a place. And like,
yeah, it is.
Comfortability is key. You want to be able to be comfortable.
It's good for creativity, comfortability.
That's the thing, and like you needs to feel like mi casa su casa while you're there. Like you may not want, like you are gonna respect the place if you think it's your place. You know what I mean? Like that's how I always looked at it. And I dealt with a lot of like hardcore motherfuckers, so you wanted to make sure that they respected your place, like it was their own mama's place or something. Like I'm not gonna just trash this fucking place because it feels like my own home.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I definitely seen people go into studios before, like on the other end of that, and like have absolutely no etiquette and like no, dude. So there's a guy in Seattle. He's a pretty big producer. He's worked on multiple like gold and platinum records. So he's doing stuff right. So he's a friend of mine, and I've been in his studio recording now, you know, dozens of times. And it's a legit professional space where like, you know, blue checkmark verified artists are recording and sending shit out. So this guy's got, my point is that it's a legit studio, dude. It is like, it's 100% the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, I mean, like he's got microphones that are, you know, over $10,000, probably over $50,000. I think he's got, I don't know what his like most expensive piece of gear is in there, but I do know that if basically what he says is when you go in there and it's like it's someone he doesn't know, he just tells them, hey, if you can show me in your bank account that you have over $1 million, you can do whatever the fuck you want in here. But if not, there's one rule. It's don't put any liquids on any surface over here. Like he has a big red surface, and it's like no liquids. If you put something on here, you're done. Like you're leaving and you're not coming back. keep that shit over here. And like you see people get fucked up and put stuff over there and not give a shit. And it's like, yo, it's just so disrespectful, especially when he spent like so much time and money and years like trying to build this space. And like you have the nerve to fucking set your Miller Lite down next to his fucking $50,000 console. Like,
oh, dude. Yeah, it's insane.
or $50,000 single rack mounted, you know,
one
compressor,
piece.
whatever the fuck it is. Yeah.
One EQ that's $50,000 that was like
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
custom made.
Some Neve EQ or something like that. Just like, it's mind blowing. It's really fucking cool being there, but like, yeah, you certainly have to like respect that, you know?
Oh yeah, man. I've seen a lot of people. That's why I started treating it more like giving that flow of making it people feel like it's their own home to a degree that they aren't gonna disrespect. More like their mama's home than their home. Because if you don't, you get a lot of that shit. And I never even had like the fucking full studio mount racks and all that crazy jazz. But we've been to a bunch of studios where people would get fucked up and start putting shit on people's consoles and shit and like right next to their computers. And it's like, nah, dude, you cannot be doing that shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not in here.
Yeah, we had one where they make you take your shoes and shit off as soon as you enter the place. Like, you can't walk in on their wood floors.
Dude, I don't blame them.
They're like, you ain't fucking scuffing up anything. I don't want to scuff in the fucking anything.
The opportunity to.
Yeah. Like, you fucking come in, socks ablazing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, don't worry, I won't scuff up the floor. Like, I know you won't.
Yeah.
Because you won't be wearing shoes.
You won't have anything to scuff them bitches with.
Dude, I know that's got to be like the most irritating part of like if you're like a pro audio engineer or like a pro producer and you have your own space like that and like your business day in and day out is having like randos coming into your studio. Like, dude, it's got to be so unnerving to just see the amount of bullshit people do. Like, if you don't draw that line, like, I mean, you know that people like to party in the studio. You know that, like, and like that, it's fun. Like, that's part of the experience. But like, there's definitely a self-awareness that you got to have. Like, bro, you can't be ashing the fucking blunt on the keyboard of the computer. Like, what are you doing here? And like,
absolutely not allowed.
Yeah.
If it's the audio engineer and it's his computer and he decides to ash the blunt on his laptop or whatever the fuck his keyboard is,
yeah, he can do
all
it.
good. But if you do it, you deserve to get shot. Like, I don't understand the thought process of some people.
I think it's a lack of thought process. This
Touché.
just they're like, there's no self-awareness there. That thought of like, shit, I probably should like treat this place respectfully. Is that it's just like it's not something that happened in the first place, so it's like everything's off the rails. Because I've seen it happen before in studios, and like the worst time in his studio is when the producer is pissed off about one of the people that's there.
Oh,
Like then nothing is getting done, you know, at an excellent level. People are distracted. Like it's just, and at a certain point, like it's on the artist or whoever's bringing people in there. Like you gotta know who's like the type of person that can handle being it's a very unique environment, right? Because it's like a party atmosphere, but everything around you is way more money than you can afford.
100%.
And so there's this weird balance of like, yeah, yo, it's cool. Like if you're in the right spot and the right people, like, yeah, man, we can get down, we can have some parties. But at the same time, there's this background like knowledge of like, hey man, be fucking careful in here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't have to explain that to everybody. They kind of
Right.
understand that.
Yeah, it
shit's
should be
expensive.
understood. It should just be understood when you walk in. I think that's why I kind of like to take your shoes off, because immediately it puts in your mind like, oh, well, like they aren't fucking around. Like they got plastic covers on their couches.
Establish dominance.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. What I would do on that point of establishing dominance, I would build giant eyeballs that you have to stare deeply into immediately when you walk into the door. Just a dominance fucking thing like you do to a dog. You just stare it down. Just giant eyeballs. And then they sock you in the mouth. As soon as you're not expecting it, it says stare here for 5 seconds, and on the third second, it pops you in the mouth.
Sounds like Wipeout. You guys ever watch that show, Wipeout?
Oh, with the Asians, and they were like, they're all falling all over the place and getting hit with balls and shit. That show?
With the Asians that were falling all over the place
yeah.
and get hit with
Yeah,
balls.
Is that the same show you're talking about?
I
where they,
mean,
like throw
I
slime
remember
at 'em and hit
there-
'em with balls and huge
I don't
boxing
remember it
gloves and
being
shit?
like an Asian exclusive event, but yeah, that sounds like the right show. Are you thinking of American Ninja Warrior?
No.
And combo with
So
'cause,
he's
like,
talking about the one where it had like the English dubbed.
Yeah, it
but
was
it
dubbed
was
in
fucking.
English, but it clearly, I don't know if it was
Oh.
what they were saying or not, but they would say
it-
some ridiculous shit like
Yeah.
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and then like run off a fucking bridge or some shit.
Yeah. Like, I'm the fucking pink Power Ranger.
Yeah,
and then run.
and it was definitely all Asian, so I don't know what
It
you're
was
talking
all
about. Yeah.
Asians. Yeah. So
That
that
could have
was
been like
the
an Asian-
Japanese version of Wipeout.
Yeah.
Or Chinese
All
or
right.
Japanese.
That's the one
version
that
of
used to
it.
come on my like
That
basic
was-
TV that I had.
I mean,
That was
that
the one I
sounds
watched back in
sounds
the-
great. That sounds even more exciting than the one I watched,
Oh,
which was
dude.
apparently just the
What did
US
you watch?
version. I
The
guess it
US
was just a
shitty
US.
version. I've
There's a
seen it.
US
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I remember
Yeah, it
like
doesn't sound like it.
there was like two commentators up in the booth, and then there was like an interview lady that would go down to the course and talk to the people after they eat shit or like get the piss beat out of them.
Yep.
Yeah, same format,
Same
Yeah.
exact, because they stole the format from this Japanese game show that
Yeah,
we
I was about to say if
Englishly
it's not dubbed in English and it's not just not as funny.
Yeah,
anymore.
so it was an English dubbed originally. Like when I was young, that's when we watch it, and it was on. Fuck, what was it on? It was like channel 32 or some shit like that, like TNT, and it would play at like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would be these two Asian commentators, and they would just say ridiculous shit with American voices because it would be all dubbed over here in America and then sent to the fucking. I don't know how the fuck that shit even got on the TV.
No idea, bro. Like, and I for a while, like, I'm still sure, like, there's no way that the dub is the actual like translation of
No,
whatever
there's
was
no
being
way.
said. There's no
Yeah.
way, like,
Their
and
mouths were moving for fucking
which
ages.
is crazy to say because it's not like they had some reason to be having some actual commentary behind what's going on. People are running off of bridges into piles of mud and dodging large foam boogers and shit. Like there's
It's
no
already
rhyme or reason to
entertaining.
the show already. So,
Yeah.
but I still think to take it that step further, I don't even think that they were. I don't even think they listened to whatever, looked up whatever the translation was. I think they just. Two guys got in the studio and just dubbed over this shit and said whatever the fuck they wanted to say, and had voice actors come in and just say random shit for these other
It
spots.
feels like the guys that do fucking South Park. Like,
Yeah.
it's like their birth, like the start. Like, they're like, we're going to take somebody else's shit. But we did that with Power Rangers, too. Like, the Power Rangers shit, it was completely just, like, stolen clips, and then we just edited the American people into the other shit. So it
Well, I
was
mean,
like half
with Power Rangers,
Japanese
like-
cuts and then half American cuts blended together to make the show. I'm trying to find this game show. Hold up.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember that version, but I do remember. I just remember thinking like, "Yo, let me at it. Let me get up there because I'll run across this motherfucker so fast."
Yo, that
And-
reminds me of like this, like how weird it is, like your memory as a child.
MXC
isn't the
is what
same.
it was called.
Oh yeah, MXC.
Most
That's what it is. Most extreme
elimination
All right, yeah.
challenge.
It was the Wipeout. It was
Okay.
definitely Wipeout.
It was
That's
Wipeout. It
still
was the
Wipeout.
original Wipeout.
Wipeout
so,
before
like,
Wipeout.
if you look up MXC, this shit is probably considered racist as fuck today.
Oh yeah, this definitely
But
didn't
this
age
is
well at all. This is 2003.
hilarious as all goddamn hell.
Funny as shit.
I don't give a shit what anybody says.
That's funny as shit. Yeah, if you
This-
haven't, you should definitely go check out MXC. Especially if you've seen whatever this American Wipeout is. I
This
know
shit's
the
so
name
much
Wipeout
better.
because of this.
Yeah.
But that had me thinking about like how you remember things so differently as a kid. Because you brought up Power
Oh, yeah.
Rangers, and like in my memory, for my 4th birthday, my mom got the Black Power Ranger to come to my birthday party. And
What?
Sick.
Yeah, like
Zach?
I'm ecstatic. I am ecstatic, bro. 'Cause I'm the
Yeah.
hugest Power Ranger fan. My sheets are Power Rangers. I got Power Ranger pillows. I got the little stuffed animals like that I had with a couple
Oh,
wrestlers.
fuck
like
yeah, I got all
He-Man
that
and
shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was that kid. And my mom got the Black Power Ranger to show up. And in my memory, this dude showed up with like the most official suit and the helmet, and it was all glass in the front, and and he had the wrist things, and in my head it was the most. He taught us karate and all kind of shit.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
Yes.
And in my memory, that's the event. And then I'm bringing this up to my mom, and she's like, "Oh yeah, like I have like one picture from there," and I see a picture of this Power Ranger, and it's like a T-shirt, and it's got like a hoodie,
Oh, dude.
of the, like, I don't know what the fuck in my, like, I guess for 4 years old that was over the top for me.
That's great.
Like, but it doesn't change my memory. Like, seeing the picture doesn't change my memory.
You still
like,
have that vision.
Yeah, I still have the vision of what he like looked like in my head, and it was like the most official suit, and like he was like, you know, fully cut, but like I guess in reality he was just wearing like a hoodie.
Yeah,
with
I
some
bet you
extra
that.
Power
I
Ranger
bet
type
you
stuff.
you remember it that way because that's how you saw that person. Like when you were that age, experiencing that, like to you, like, yo, this is a fucking Power Ranger. This guy's for real.
So yeah,
you know,
in
like
my head he was the shit.
Exactly.
Dude.
So you remember it in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, and that's crazy because I used to be that kid that like I would see things like that, and it would be like I would go on this adventure in my mind, and all this crazy shit happened on this adventure. I used to just expand on stories. Big time.
Like, well, some of this shit happened.
Yeah, but I would like a storyteller. I would expand that story to where it would like make it worth listening to, so it wasn't fucking boring. In my older age, I've tried to be more straight and forward with shit because, like, facts matter, and all of my stories are boring now. They've gotten to be dull as shit.
Well,
I've noticed.
That was one that I
know-
didn't even mean for it to be like super like. It got to the point where like I would see like a Power Ranger at some other kid's birthday party, and he'd have like a pretty official morph suit with the actual writing on it. And
Right.
shit. I'm like, man, fuck that. Mine was way better. You know, like in my, I'm like I had the actual guy. You know, like fuck your shit.
Like,
nah,
yeah.
this is-
Zach himself
yeah,
showed
he
up
was
to my
there,
shit.
you know?
Yo, that's.
I
I
felt
remember
that way about Buzz Lightyear. We had a Buzz Lightyear show up, and I was like, oh, well, that's actually Tim Allen.
That's it.
I still think to this day that I was lied to and that it wasn't Chuck Norris that came to my dojo. And I still tell that
Bro,
story as if it was the factual shit. Because
Right.
this guy who looks like Chuck Norris, to me, is a 7-year-old. He looked like fucking
Exactly.
Chuck Norris.
That's the key.
I was told by adults he was Chuck Norris. He came in and
was
sparred
fucking Chuck
somebody. He got his fucking leg broken after he broke this dude's fucking ribs.
God damn.
Yeah, it was a crazy thing. It was like the most intense thing I'd ever seen.
Yo, you
But
know
I
what? It sounds like you
guarantee
just
it
saw a
wasn't
street
Chuck
fight
Norris.
in front of the karate place. It sounds like two dads got
Right.
in a fucking.
It probably was two
fight.
dads. That's like the
little tilly
thing.
out
Like,
front
in
of
my
the, out
head,
in the
though,
parking lot.
it's fucking Chuck Norris. Chuck
Right.
Norris was there. I synced that motherfucker to real life in my mind. And I can't convince myself otherwise, even knowing the fact that it's probably just two dads that were drunk and got pissed off that one of their kids wasn't doing well and one was talking shit. Because that shit did happen. It happened quite a bit. There was a lot of like, God damn it, now that I think back on it, there's a lot of weird shit that happened at the dojo.
Yeah, man.
I got made
was
to
in
stand against a
karate.
wall with the staff and like spin it without touching my nose for 4 hours.
Weird.
It was crazy.
I was in karate too. I remember it being like, I thought it was cool, but like after a while, I realized like, wait, we're not going to be like fighting bad guys. Like, that's not
Yeah.
that's not part of this, is it?
Right? Like,
That's
I
only-
thought I was going to be a motherfucking Ninja Turtle by the time
Yeah,
I
not
got my
going
fucking
on
brown belt.
assignment. Yeah.
I was probably like 9 or 10, and so I'm thinking like, yo, karate, sick, man. We're gonna be punching through brick walls. We're gonna be kicking down, doors and like solving mysteries and doing ninja shit, basically.
Solving mysteries.
No, you're gonna stand here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stand here and you're gonna hold a cup of water up against your chest, and you just stay like that. All right, just hold it.
Yeah. Learn
All right,
balance.
that's like, oh, okay. Well, what is it? How's that gonna help me if I'm gonna fight someone? You know what I
Right.
mean?
We're gonna
I was
throw
getting in there to
this-
learn
You're
sick
You're going to
moves.
learn to be still like the water and flow with it and shit.
Yeah. So I thought that was bullshit. I got a few belts. I think I got up to my green. It was blue belt, white stripe. I think it was whatever was right before brown belt, which is right before black
You
belt.
went in there, yeah. You were up
Yes,
there.
Yeah,
I was
we-
a
we
brown
did it
belt
for-
third Q.
We
I was
yeah,
supposed
see
to
that,
be the youngest black
that's-
belt in Washington State, but I didn't want to get my picture taken, so I didn't go.
I quit. I quit like yellow belt. I got like a stripe on my yellow belt, and I quit after that.
Yeah.
And I went to boxing. It was
Yeah, I lost
but I
camera.
got jealous of my cousins who stayed and went up to brown belt and shit. Like I was like super jealous of them.
I got
But
jealous
quit.
of all the kids that turned black belt just after me. I was like, maybe I should have been the youngest black belt. Maybe I should have just did it, even though I was fat and I didn't want my picture taken. Because I was like looking at the photos that they would take every year. We'd have photos at the dojo. And
Right.
I'm like, God damn it! You just see my fat fucking gut hanging over the shit, and I'm like, ugh. You can't tell what belt color it is
Right,
anyway.
you
I got
can't tell,
fucking
bro.
fat everywhere. The belt's big as shit.
That's hilarious.
It was upsetting. And I was like, the fucking pictures could have been sick too. There could have been some sick pictures. We had ones that were like ghost trails and shit. And I was like, punching
Oh, yeah?
it was fucking sick as fuck.
Dude.
But,
Yeah, I definitely felt ripped off as a kid when the whole thing was said and done.
dude, when I didn't get a fucking automatic Ninja Turtle invite down to the sewer to start fighting crime, I was pissed.
Right.
I was extremely
here.
upset. And I learned all the weapons that the Ninja Turtles had. Like, and I had to go up in the ranks. Like, I advance quickly when they tell me this is what you have to do in order to get to this. And if it's the thing I want, I'm going to eat through that shit. I'll burn
it.
through it.
Yeah, I lost the camera.
Oh, you camera down again?
Yeah, camera down.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Red alert. Man, next time we do this, I'm probably gonna be out on the road for work again.
Ah, yeah. I was
I was
gonna
supposed
ask
to
you, when do
be-
you start doing that?
Well, I was supposed to be gone on Monday, and then it got pushed out until the 10th.
Ooh.
And now that is getting pushed out again because of the COVID situation. So I need like 5 quarantine days or whatever, and then a negative test, and then I can go.
Ah.
So that's where I'm at right now. But I think there's a chance that by the time next weekend rolls around, I might be out on the road. So this is a good little test run for a remote podcast experience.
Oh, yeah.
But what I want to do, next time I'm gonna figure out how I can get a little something. I want to try to like fuck around with some background noises and like effects. I don't know. You'll see.
All right.
It's harder to explain. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah, we'll be able to do it. Oh, and by the way, see, we wanted to have people send in to us if you're listening and you
that's
see us
right.
on the YouTubes and stuff. It will be down in the descriptions as well. So it's the az.squared=pod@gmail.com. That's the email for this podcast. So send there.
az.equals.squared. What?
It's az.squared equals.
Is that dot like you're spelling out the word dot?
No,
or
it's
is it
just
like-
a dot.
You are
Okay,
spelling
AZ.
out the word squared.
Yes.
So az.squared
Equals spelled out
podcast.
dot pod
Dot pod.
at gmail.com.
The most convoluted.
Oh my God.
email.
All right, you win a
I
prize
have
if you know what if you can
It was
decipher
the one
that,
that they had available. I
if
tried
you can
everything.
decipher
like
that
the one,
code
like,
and
if
get
you-
an
if you
email into
don't
the
really
show,
want people to email
you're gonna win a prize.
That is
I only want the real ones.
that is so
There you
hard
go.
to
I need the
explain. Like
real ones.
if you can't see it, that's gonna be real difficult.
Well, hey,
You
now
know.
there's incentive. If you can get an email in, we'll do something.
You
nice.
deserve everything.
Yeah. So
If
what
you
we
get
were
an
saying
email
earlier,
today-
when you were gone, we were saying like, hey, we're all kind of creative types. We like fucking around and making stuff. So let's see what people are making out there, you know. And I was like, hit them with the email address to where they can send us in. And so he went searching for it. But yeah, if you have a song or a picture or something, if you can get through that fucking firewall,
yeah, that's that.
we'll put you
That
right
takes
up on
a
the
level of
screen.
some competency that most people will not have.
Hold up. Can you spell? Are you people out there? Can you spell words? Do you know what period marks are?
Don't say period. You're gonna make them write out period now.
Don't write out period.
Okay,
You
so it's
only write
AZ,
out the square.
and then you
can't make
spell
the
out
square
period?
sign. I tried.
What?
It wouldn't give it to me.
Yeah, I bet that's probably like a restricted character for emails.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they.
I wish
gay with
email
it.
addresses could just be like literally whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I thought about AZSQ pod or like SE pod, but
Or like the abbreviation for square.
yeah,
What about like what about AZ2 pod? That's probably already taken.
yeah, that was. I tried that and it was a no go. I was like, you sons of bitches! They gave me like AZ 22,200.
Yeah, right.
One.
You know, the more we mention other variations of this email,
People
it
are
makes it
getting fucked.
infinitely harder for anyone to remember what the
Yeah.
fuck the actual email is.
It
If someone
will
by
be.
some stroke of a miracle actually gets an email into the correct email address, I feel like every other variation is gonna get an email.
As a matter of
except for that
fact,
one.
if you can get an email in, you send a thing. If you can get it in, it within the first hour before I put it into the comments and pin it, the actual email address. If I see it within an hour of the time that it drops, the email comes in, I will send you a fucking skateboard. You can put it on your wall.
Whoa, skateboard.
If you don't skate, and if you skate, you can skate it. It's
There you
good.
go.
You like it. It's rich.
Oh yeah, that's quite the prize. Yeah, try. Let's
Original Richwood on the line.
original. Which board is it? Which deck is it?
It's
Like,
the
which
Skate Me
graphic?
deck. The RW Skate Me deck.
Mighty
Yeah.
fine deck.
It's got this kind of that colorish purple. Yeah,
Those
that color.
Richwood decks were always like super sick. I mean, I say I'm sure they are still sick, but it's been a long time since I've needed a new board because I hardly skate anymore. But those things were the shit.
I've never seen.
And you were always the board plug. You had those boards like at the ready.
I've tried.
It was always so sick, dude. I remember before like ever meeting you and hanging out with you because we originally met through like skateboarding and stuff years ago.
on that app.
Yeah. What was it called? Like grind, something about grinding the skateboard app.
Something about board slides or something.
Yeah, Grinder for skateboard grinds. That's what it is, right? Tony Hawk's Grinder.
Tony Hawk's Grinder app. Grinder app, yeah.
Oh my
Tony
god.
Hawk's Grinder app.
Oh, I'm cheering.
fucking
I'm fucking
hilarious.
dying over here. Oh my god.
Man.
Oh, we need to make an app called Tony Hawk's Grinder.
Dude,
Can
yeah,
you
just
use
make a
someone
spoof.
else's name like
Don't
that?
think you can.
Is it his real name?
You would have to
your
spell
name
it
even really
differently.
Tony Hawk?
Well, his name, I think
No.
legally his name is Anthony. His name is Anthony Hawk.
Well, yeah.
Touche.
But that means it's even more likely that Tony Hawk is copyrighted.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It's copyright.
But
Yeah.
all you got to
I
do is spell
guarantee
it
you that's
wrong,
a
right?
trademark.
You just got to spell it differently.
Yeah, small T.
Or it can be
small
the other
testosterone.
Tony Hawk's
T-O-N-I,
Grinder.
yeah.
Oh.
T-O-N-I Hawk.
Yeah, but then
dude,
Tony
that'd be
Pizza's
hilarious.
going to get real pissed off.
Yeah.
Like the Tony's Pizza, and we're in Washington, and they have those here.
But they don't sell skateboards or gay sex, so I think.
Yeah, we'll probably avoid them in the market anyways.
But if we started, it would just be a skateboard thing. That would scare it away from the
Okay.
gay side.
Oh, okay, we're starting.
It would be hilarious, though, how many gay people would accidentally download that app because
Oh my
it's
God,
called
all right.
Tony's Grinder.
You know, it'd be a hilarious like spoof video is the history of Grinder. And
You know, it
have
started as a skateboard company.
Yeah, no, you guys didn't know that? Yeah, no, Grinder was originally Tony Hawk's app. It was his app. You could like post rails on there, and you could go hit up other rails, and like local skater dudes could like meet up
Push
at these
yourself, get
rails and get
good rail.
down. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
to
And
get down.
just hit those rails, hammers, you
Yeah,
know, hammers and enders.
Crash into each other and shit. you
Yeah,
know?
well, and
Belly
it is
flops.
grown and blossomed. Now they sold the rights and they went another direction with everything. But they're doing great. They're doing great now. So
How dare they? They destroyed a good skate app. Now Braille's picking it up. They got
Dude,
the
you
Braille
know what?
Army app, and now you got to be ranked. Why you got to rank me, man? I suck. I don't fucking want to be ranked. I'll fucking pick tricks that I could done one time.
Dude.
Like that, just so I can rank up and be a sergeant in this bitch instead of fucking private fucking piss ass. I ain't down
guys-
with it.
Did you guys ever do like you guys ever trampoline skate, like where you would take the trucks off a board and then like have it on a trampoline and like bounce on the board and do like little tricks and stuff like that?
Definitely.
No, I have not, but
Oh
I
my God.
have rollerbladed on a trampoline and done jumps and like even got good enough to do a backflip on my rollerblades.
Yo,
But
that sounds
the
sick.
process for getting that right once.
How many broken arms?
Yeah, it was,
Is that
I
like on
broke
like a
wrist.
circular
Bro,
trampoline
I
you're
had
talking?
several injuries and sustained like it. That took like I had to recover like 4 times before getting that right once. So definitely not worth it in the long, in hindsight, in the long run.
I want to know like the details of this. How did you? What are you talking like a circular trampoline, like a backyard style
yeah,
trampoline?
one of those backyard circular trampolines like that.
and you just
usually
like
have a net
strap on the
around.
boots and hop up and then just like start jumping, or
Yeah, I would put on my
you
rollerblades. and
have
I
a
would-
ramp
I
going
would-
up to the
it's-
trampoline, or like
I've seen this happen in my cousin's backyard, and that's why I asked how many broken arms.
dude.
Because that's all it was. Is like
Well,
rebreak-
Yeah, because
Trampolines
it's
are
really
broken arm
hard.
machines
It's
anyway,
really hard
you know?
to figure out the momentum in like the body positioning that you need to jump because you naturally kind of use that swing to get more jump. And if you do
Yeah.
that with wheels under your feet, you fly backwards.
Yes.
Yeah, you
in
do
a
the banana
very,
peel.
in a very rapid speed, like way worse than the banana peel effect, like the extreme banana peel.
Scorpion is what we call it. We get
exactly.
Oh,
scorpions
yeah.
in this
Scorpion every time.
bitch. And
Yeah.
fly off. I've seen people just roll off.
Oh,
like
my
they'll
God.
bounce and
Well-
slide and just keep going.
Oh, yeah,
Trampolines,
definitely.
trampolines
Trampolines are
are
dangerous as fuck.
they're almost designed to break children's bones.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
Especially if
they're
you
so
got stupid
appealing
shits.
because it's like, oh my god, I can do like superhero jumps and shit. Hell yeah!
Oh.
And then you jump on there and you push it to the limit because you're a kid and that's what you do. And then you fly off and you break your arm or both your arms in the case of my neighbor.
Yeah, that's my cousin. We found out that we could climb up onto the smaller roof of his house and
Oh, yeah.
move the trampoline close enough to where I could then, at 300 pounds at the time, power bomb him once he jumps
yeah.
off of that and hits the first one, and then power boost his ass up.
Yep.
And yeah, he went into the neighbor's yard,
Holy shit!
up over the fence, and just bye, just gone.
I have to find somewhere to put my trampoline now, actually, because we are losing that house.
Oh,
I
what?
didn't tell you that. Yeah, we as the family has this house, but it has a bunch of land and whatnot that we rent. And I guess the owner is moving like his brother from China back to here in America, and he's giving him
fuck?
that house. So, but Hefe, who lives there, helped us build this sick ass background.
Yeah.
He built like the ultimate kids area on
Oh
this
my
property.
God.
Like it's got a rock wall, a pool with a deck. It's got
Damn.
the trampoline now that I bought it for where I live, and my landlord was like, hell no, because
Yeah.
trampolines are fucking dangerous. He
Right.
doesn't want that liability.
Oh my
so I
God.
moved it over there to be a part of that whole circus of a backyard that he has for kids over there.
Now you're thinking when he says like pool and rock wall, like a play set. No,
Sure, no.
I'm talking like a legitimate fucking rock wall.
Yeah, this is what like someone who builds skyscrapers for a living does when he's bored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I thought it was like, in my mind, I was like, oh, he made like a play set with like the little kitty rock wall thing. No, he made like one that you go to a rock wall place and climb fucking rock wall.
Yeah, it's pretty
Nice, dude.
It's got a
nice.
swing set attached to it, all built by
That's
him. The
massive.
deck around the pool was built by
Yeah,
him.
the pool sits what 8-10 feet tall.
Nah,
with the
it's
deck?
like oh yeah, with the deck, maybe 8 or 10 feet tall.
And then it's a good like
It's a circle. Like,
yeah, at least 12
Damn.
feet circle around. Like it's not small.
It's massive. Yeah.
That sounds like
It's
that
massive
sounds
for
legit, man.
the kiddie pool it used to look like by itself.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I walked up and was like, holy shit, this is not
he
like
went
a kid's
absolutely
thing.
ham.
Like this is a real thing. Like
Well,
this-
you know, we were talking about like how when you're a kid, like everything, like you imagine things and you remember things as being like so much more like majestic and magical. Like,
yeah, my
imagine
kids are gonna
having that
remember
place to play
like a
with.
theme park in the backyard. Like,
Yeah,
remember that
yeah.
theme park we had at that old house? It had a roller coaster and shit. Like, yeah,
and everything's perfect.
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
gonna
The Power
remember,
Rangers were
'cause
there.
for adults. Like, I'm like that shit's like
yeah.
it's
As an
it's
adult,
impressive.
I'm like, this is
It's
highly impressive.
impressive.
Like you
Yeah.
could even play with it as an
Yeah, as
adult
an
because
adult.
it's
Right.
sturdy
Climb
enough for you to climb.
Bro, did you guys ever tip over a swing set? You ever swinging too hard on a swing set in someone's yard?
And
you tip that bitch over?
catastrophic.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I remember I did one. I was sitting on the swing and I swang and like it just like when I got to like the apex of my swing going forward, the whole thing tipped over and then like smacked me in the back of the head.
Yep.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what happens.
So
Like,
shitty.
It is
So
the
shitty.
most catastrophic way to fall off a swing.
Yeah, I remember,
did
dude.
I did the exact same thing.
I used to do like backflips off the swing set. That was like
Yep.
my favorite move. Just like launch hella high and backflip, like super slow, fucking Christ air backflip.
Yep.
Yo.
Because you basically like fall in the momentum, like you know.
Yeah,
you
it
control
does all
a
the
little
work
bit.
for
It does
you.
all the work for you, and it just looks super cool.
Exactly. You do like the whole backflip while you're still holding on. Like you
yeah,
can hold
you're pretty
on
much
and just
all
ride
the-
it
you're
out.
holding on the entire time, pretty much until you're basically straight up again. And you just
Yeah,
kinda
when you
land.
look forward and you see the ground again, yeah, you just let go
you're
and
like,
you land.
alright,
But like
good.
it looks cool as fuck, especially if you're like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Oh.
I couldn't imagine even attempting that as an adult.
Oh, dude, I'd break every fucking bone in my body. I'd
I
break
would, like-
everybody near me bone in their
I would
body.
do it in a foam pit. You guys ever go to like those the trampoline park? Like
Yeah.
Absolute Air Park?
Oh yeah.
I've been for like friends as kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And showed up for a second, and then
I've been with my kids and have jumped and done all the.
I've never jumped in them, but I have done foam pits. Like I used to go to gymnasium and gymnastics
Yeah.
and stuff, and drop in foam pits when I was younger.
Yep.
Dude, foam pits are surprisingly extremely hard to get out of.
Dude, actually, I own. I don't know if anyone here knows. I own a cleaning company. Several of my clients are gymnastics facilities, and it's been like a tradition for us to push people into the foam pits, just
Yeah.
because it's extremely difficult to get out of. and it's
Yeah,
funny to watch
yeah.
people struggle.
It's like a surprising challenge, and you're so fucking tired once you climb out of that
get
thing.
Imagine
Oh my God.
having a 8.5-pound backpack vacuum attached to you and being pushed into one, without notice.
Dude, you almost get the feeling of like, oh my God, I might die.
Yeah, like, I'm in here
But it's
forever.
like, no,
This
wait,
is- this is
it's not like I
happening.
can drown on that giant 1 foot by 1 foot like cube of foam.
Yeah.
I'm just stuck laying down in this comfy foam. But yeah, it's hard as shit to get out of. It's a
Yeah.
struggle.
And
If
at
you've
this gymnastics facility, like it's like a real like thing. It's like they're deep. They're like 12 feet deep. So like,
Damn.
and you drop something down there, you are like, and you have to go to the bottom. There's like 1.5 foot of foam above you if you're on the bottom. So
Oh,
it's pretty
Damn.
intense.
Oh
yeah, I wanna. We
I've
gotta go
been
back
over
to.
those foam pits. They're nothing to play with. Nothing to
I'd
play
go
with.
jump
You
around.
think you're
They
getting
have-
close to the bottom and you're just like not there.
at that Absolute place, they have the really big, long, like the super trampolines that are like legit dangerous, and they'll bounce you. Like they have a ledge that's like, I don't know, probably 10 feet above that you can jump up, like bounce and jump up onto and jump back down. Like it's wild. Like it's so easy to fuck yourself up on those, because if you don't land on it perfectly, the thing is like it's so bouncy that it's gonna send you up like probably about 6 to 8 feet up in the air. And so if it does that and you didn't get a good bounce and your angle is off, it's going to send you like 8 feet up in the air sideways,
Yeah,
and you're going to
the
land
wrong
on
way.
a hard surface somewhere. Like it's gnarly, dude. I'm kind of surprised that they let just anyone fuck around on those, because like I was there with my buddy and I watched him get wrecked on one of those, dude. He almost broke his ankle.
Holy shit.
It swole up and everything, and we had to leave, and it was like a whole thing. But like all he did was land on the thing like a little off the center, and it just shot him out sideways instead of going upward. And like,
Oh
It's
yeah,
fucked.
you get that spill out just straight ejected to the side.
Yeah, so much like energy going down in that thing, and then it just shoots back. It's
Oh, that's
Yeah,
gnarly.
I've done that. Like, you know how you launch each other on the trampoline? Like,
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
had that
like a
happen.
double
I've
jump.
done that where I've had two of my cousins launch me, and I go like the second I leave the trampoline, I know I'm moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
moving very, very rapidly, and I'm
it's
like,
a scary
off
ride.
the
There's,
trampoline.
there's no way this ends well. Like
Yeah.
I know I'm not landing on the trampoline. What now? Like
Yeah, and the
and then you go
trampoline's
higher
already-
than you usually would because you just got
Dude.
launched.
Yeah, and you're already 3 feet off of the ground.
Yep. Already, yeah. So you have that extra 3 feet of fall
A
back to the
fall,
ground
and so like 3 feet fall can fuck you up, and
Yeah.
by itself.
an 8 foot plus 3 foot. So now you're talking
Dude.
12 foot. Like you fell off a building. Now you
Yeah.
have just dropped
Yeah.
off a roof.
Yo, we used to like. I remember we used to. We used to like double jump or a super boost, as you call it. We used to
Yeah,
double jump
super
each other,
boost, same thing.
and I would jump literally as high as I physically could. I would jump up and out and just like try to catch as much air as I could, and then like land in like Spider-Man pose on the grass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Holy
I just
shit!
I don't know how. Like
Yeah,
I
when
think of
you're a
that
kid,
now,
you
and
just
it's like
can't,
no,
it's
I would
invincible.
rather like have to pay someone like $500, like
Then-
or else they're gonna stab me, or like I'm not gonna jump full strength off this into the
No.
grass. Hell no.
I weigh way too much now.
I would
Oh, dude.
destroy my entire body, and I just don't know. I don't know how. I guess kids are just
everything.
resilient as fuck.
Yeah, when you're a kid, those young bones, man.
Yeah.
My knee's been
Sure.
bad forever. They've been bad forever. Every time I came off of a trampoline, even when I went on the trampolines, my knees did not like it. And
Yeah.
man, when I would jump off of the trampoline straight to flat,
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, that's already like 3-4 feet built in, you know,
I'd
depending on the
cry.
trampoline.
I physically cry.
My neighbors, they were in the neighborhood next to ours, like the rich neighborhood, but we would walk through the trails into the neighborhood and then like ride our boards and scooters and shit around. This one kid had a trampoline that was dug into their front yard, like it was dug in, so it was
always
at
wanted to
surface
do
level.
that.
Yeah, dude, it was at ground level, so it was just grass and then trampoline and then grass, like so you could jump around on that thing and jump like as high as you could up off of it.
Man, I always
the
wanted to
coolest
do
part-
that, especially after like I don't know if you saw this on TV, but there's like this version of basketball where
Trampoline basketball
Yeah,
where the whole
trampoline
ground's
basket-
all
exactly.
trampolines. That shit
Oh,
looked
yeah.
dangerous
that
as
shit
shit
is
because
what
you got
made
the
me
rim
wanna
still
do that.
Yeah.
of the
Exactly.
trampoline. So if you miss the fucking tramp,
Oh, dude, or get
You
your
break
arm,
your
you
fucking
get your
leg.
arm
you
through
break
that
your
thing.
fucking leg.
Dude, people already break their arms dunking and shit, like getting their shit
Exactly.
caught on the
Yeah,
rim.
without-
And all you can do is dunk in this,
But
or
I
shoot
always
all the
wanted
way
to
across the
fucking do
fucking
that.
room. Like,
Well,
to
the
be
cool
able to
part
like do
about-
whatever dunk you see in the NBA
Yeah.
on a slam dunk competition, you could just
Yeah.
do it now because there's a trampoline underneath the goal.
Easy
like,
as shit.
I just always wanted to do that.
because
I would like backflip between the legs.
did they actually raise the rim?
I don't think they
I
raised
feel
the
like
rim
the
at
rim
all.
was still the same
Yeah, it
height
was still the
because
same
you were
height.
seeing
so
people do like
you
double
could jump
front flips.
over the rim. Like,
Yeah, and like sink
plenty
it.
of people would dunk downwards. you know?
It was insane. Like it was insane to watch. What the fuck was the name of that actual league? Like there was
Yeah, there was like a league that actually
Oh,
like went
yeah.
on TV, and it was it was relatively popular when it first came out. Slam ball.
Slam ball, yeah,
Slam
I've seen
ball.
that. I've seen that.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
You know, this kid, I remember the coolest part about the whole trampoline and the
It's
ground
still
thing was
around.
we would ride our bikes through their yard. Like we weren't really friends with them or anything, but like we were just tearing it up. And we would ride our bikes at night through their yard and go from the grass and like hop onto the trampoline and then get like a big old like bunny hop up out of the trampoline into the grass again and keep riding.
that's
shit
Oh,
was
that's
cool as
that
fun.
full contact trampoline basketball where you can like, where you're allowed to like spear people like I guess in certain parts of the fucking court.
is slam ball still around? That's my question.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
They still show up in the Google search. Trampoline basketball is still around. It shows
Yeah,
that.
trampoline basketball is definitely still around, but slam ball,
2021.
that brand, I can't imagine is
DC
still
Heat.
doing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, that's
And it makes-
ridiculous. Dude
It
is
makes
like
me want to go
cocked
jump on a
back
trampoline.
all the way to his back ankle, and he's already a foot above the rim.
It's insane. It's insane. And the rim's got like basketball tire around
Right.
instead of like metal rim.
Oh yeah, it's made to be dunked on.
Yeah, so you can't break your teeth, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. If you fall onto a basketball rim, that would hurt like shit.
So bad.
Dude,
That
we had
would
a
hurt like
yo. We
hell.
had so the one like we had a basketball. I say a basketball court, but it was not. It was like maybe a 4 foot by like 6 foot concrete pad with a basketball, like a half size basketball hoop. Or really, it was just a pole in the ground and then like a clamped on hoop up at the top.
Yeah.
But it was that was in like our front yard for a while when I was a kid, and it was just this like I think it was like an iron pole or like concrete filled pole. It was hard as shit, and it was like probably 6 inches wide, and we hooked a tether ball up onto the top of it and would spin the tether ball around and we hit it with like a baseball bat and just try to smash the fucking tether ball and have it wrap around the pole at like light speed, you know?
Yeah.
And then try to hit it the other way and try to like hit it with other people and see if they can get out of the way. But I remember one time, well, a couple times, accidentally hitting the pole with the baseball bat, and like, yo, you ever hit something super hard with like a bat, and like it like sends that shock through your fingertips, like you hit a ball right on the tip or something like that.
Oh yeah, if you're holding
You get
the
like
bat
that,
too
yeah,
loose, like,
dude. It gives you that like shock through.
I play
Rocks your wrist.
little league, so like that happens a lot if you don't know what if you're still playing with like aluminum bats, you're still in that age group, or you're still playing with aluminum, and if you aren't holding the bat tight enough and you hit the ball, a fastball, it's gonna vibrate so hard that your hands will
It makes my
tingle.
wrist hurt
Yeah,
just
Your
dude.
hands
Yeah,
will
same
it
here.
will feel like pins and needles all through
Yeah.
your hands. It sucks. It is a terrible experience, and you learn to grip that motherfucking bat.
Oh yeah,
hard.
dude. It reminds me of like if you ever grabbed an electric fence.
Yeah, exactly. It
Yeah.
fucking sucks. Or like touching
sucks.
an electric eel. Actually,
Yeah.
in the aquarium in New Orleans, I don't know if they have it out here, but like you can like test shock yourself with like the strength
Really?
of an electric eel, which I don't know why they had this super accessible for kids. I felt like that was
Yeah,
I mean, it's never enough to kill anybody, but like, ouch, fuck. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like-
I feel like they have something like that. Maybe they don't claim it as electric eel at the science center, but they have like a shocking thing
yeah.
at the science center, like test your strength of a shocking thing.
Yeah.
And you can like grab
Just a
this metal
super
handle
low
and, like,
voltage.
zaps you.
that's crazy. That
Probably
they
like a
allow that
9
type
volt
of
or
shit.
something.
Yeah, I fucking don't like it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
so
like
like the
getting shocked.
equivalent of like licking a battery or something. you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like trying to show you like what it's like to get shocked by a battery or something like
Ugh.
that. And I'm like, I don't
Spicy.
want to know. I want to try to avoid that as much as fucking possible.
Yeah.
I'll find out when I fucked up.
So if I find out at all, then I fucked up.
Yeah, then there's a
I don't
problem.
want some things I don't want to know
Yeah, like I don't want to know what death is like until I get there.
until I fuck up enough to have to learn what it's like.
I've definitely been zapped quite a few times. I remember working for this guy long time ago, and he wanted me to change out some electrical outlets, and I was like, I knew, you know, instinctually, like, hey man, so you turned off the breaker, right? Like these aren't hot, these aren't getting electricity to them, right? He's like, oh no, dude, it's fine, just don't touch the 2 wires together.
Yeah.
That's not the point. You gotta like turn off the electricity, dude. He's like, nah, man, it's fine. Come on, don't be a pussy. Like one of those guys. And so I was like, oh shit, okay.
Spitting grit.
And
guys.
yeah, so sure enough, like I got shocked by all these outlets like multiple times because I'm working on them hot, and like it's never enough. Yeah, it's never enough to like hurt you. Like if you were like sitting in a puddle of water and had like foil in your mouth, and like if you tried, you could fuck yourself up. Don't
Yeah,
stick
you
a
could
fucking fork in there.
definitely yeah.
But just like, you know, zapping them together, having some short on you or like arc on you, it's all it does is it pisses you off.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's an extreme like instant agitation where it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
oh
it
god
pisses
damn
you
it,
off quite a
oh
bit.
fuck.
I was initially very terrible in electrical engineering school and circuit analysis, and I probably fried about, I'm gonna say maybe 90 grand worth of breadboards in my training in electrical engineering
Goddamn.
school. Like I was that guy in class, and so yeah, it was pretty awful. I eventually got good, but I mean, I definitely, earned. I definitely earned that.
Had to
that
work for
knowledge
it.
that I got. Yeah, they paid us just as much as I did in tuition.
I've worked with idiots, and then I would ask them the same kind of shit. Like, hey, did you turn the power off? And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. And then I'd cut like the main fucking 220 breaker and get blown off of my feet. It was pretty sick.
It's that cartoon shit.
I've cut so many
Oh.
like light fucking cables out, and all of a sudden, fuck!
Yeah, I
Thought
got
you said
popped.
this shit was off, man.
I got popped by a motorhome, like a 240 volt, when I was like probably 11 or 12, and it did like legitimately lift me up and like blow me back. Like it was
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
And
Man,
then you have that stinging like hands feeling in your whole body, and it's like, dude, it definitely feels like shit.
Uncomfortable.
I understand why.
I don't like it. I hate electricity because that's the one thing that you can't fucking see that can kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like saying, "Oh, well, now air can kill
By
you."
the time you can see it, it's definitely
Yeah,
gonna kill you.
you're
Oh,
fried.
yeah,
If you can visibly see it, yeah, you're in a bad situation.
yeah. If it's arcing and visible
Yeah.
and shit, like, okay, well, now it's hot enough to melt you while it
Man,
kills
I
you.
couldn't believe that. Like, when I was working as an electrical engineer for Dandy, working on those games and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The some Gen X electrical engineer is probably, or some Gen X electrician is probably about to laugh his ass off right now. But Zach was with me. I go to destroy this old school arcade game, right?
That was my favorite
and
part
it's
of
got
the shit.
a super old school tube television as the monitor for this game, and it's just beyond its life at this point, and it's just time to be destroyed.
Yeah.
And so Zach and I are out trying to figure out how to destroy this thick ass fucking TV with
Dude.
basically a bulletproof glass screen.
It is. It's like
It's
4 to 6
quite
inches thick glass.
difficult.
Goddamn.
Yeah, it's quite difficult to destroy. And so we finally get it broken open all around the glass and all the plastic, and we can see the circuit board and this long tube, this long glass tube that looks eerily similar to a light bulb. So I just assume it's a light bulb, some sort of fucking light bulb.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And
this.
I go to take a hammer just to kind of like, we're tearing it apart. So I just like, I wanted to have the satisfaction of breaking this little light bulb thing inside this tube TV. I'd never fucking seen one before. I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
it is. For real, I'm just assuming it lights up the TV, and that's how the TV works. And I go and I tap the end of this light bulb thing with the hammer to break it, and
Oh, yeah.
it explodes
Oh, yeah.
this fucking white powder dust and continues to spit it out all over me. And it's like like I let the air out of a car tire, or a car tire had got stabbed, and it's doing that for like 7 seconds. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? I had no idea that happened. And I called my counterpart and I was like, hey, did you know about this? He's like, oh, yeah, those things are pretty dangerous. Be careful. Bro.
Yeah.
I was like, someone could have warned me before if you guys knew about this in these old ass fucking games. He was like, yeah, sometimes they build up this gas and this pressure. And I'm like,
And
that's the type of
explodes.
thing you tell the young guy who's just, who didn't even finish school that you just hired. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
You
we're
send me
out here
to
with
destroy this
fucking
shit.
hammers and sledgehammers and like
Yeah.
pickaxes tearing this. Kudos to the people who built that game system, by the way. It took
It
us
was built
forever to
for
rip that
tough.
fucking, just the
Yeah.
fucking wood panel sides off and shit. Like, they had that shit bolted the fuck down. That shit was crazy. And, like, I take pride in how quickly I can destroy shit. It took forever for us to fucking go through this thing and, like, break it down in a nice, neatly manner. And then as soon as he taps that shit, boom! It exploded. Fucking,
Yeah.
I about shit my pants. It sounded like a war zone went off all of a sudden. Then just fucking powder. Shit. Like, oh my God.
Dude, I
glad I'm
remember
not right
there was
next
this
to it.
there was this church event I went to one time as a kid, like a youth group thing, and they had this deal where we all stood in line. Like there's probably like 100 kids there. We stood in line, and you had to there was a car that they had that was parked on a tarp, and then you got a sledgehammer, and they let you take one swing. Like you get to take one swing at this car, and like we basically kid after kid just destroyed this whole fucking car with a sledgehammer, like one swing at a time.
Sounds pretty
But
fucking fun.
I fucks
yeah,
with
it's
that.
like, oh, dude, church is like sick. What's up? But
I like this. This is church. I can do that.
Yeah, yeah, I
That's
can
the kind
do
of church
this.
I
I
fucks
can do
with.
church if this is
Hell yeah.
Our church was not
Sledgehammer.
that cool. Our
Sledgehammer
had,
church.
Like, fucking don't make purple and shit when you're dancing with the female. They're like,
Yeah,
girls are
right.
blue and boys are red, and if you get too close, you make purple, and we can't have you making purple. So I was out
Then
fucking
you go to
dipping
hell.
purple all over the place.
Yeah, hell yeah. Slanging perp.
Oh, dude, that's why purple weed's still one of my favorites. It reminds me of the good old
Oh,
days.
dude.
Oh, damn. I gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, yeah.
We're actually at a like easily over an hour at this point, my guy.
I got like hour 15.
Oh, see, you got time too.
Yeah, I'm recording
Stupid
my
over
audio,
here.
so.
Oh yeah, hour 14 minutes.
Yes, sir. All right, well, shit. It's been fun. Thanks for checking it out. Send an email in if you can figure that shit out. And why don't you guys take it home?
Yeah. So
I appreciate you guys, man. Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for listening.
hell yeah, and I'll get the fucking email situation figured out, and I'll have it down in the comments, and then we'll change it by the next episode too.
Yeah.
Cause
Hell yeah.
Good luck with that.
All right, people. We're out of here.
See you
We will
guys.
see you
Peace.
next time. Later.
Peace.